So we are working with proportions. How do you know that something is proportional? Not by looking at a graph,
Oh,
but
I know.
how do we know?
Because it constant, right?
Yeah, because you have a same rate of something. All your rates are the same. They're constantly the same. So you've got your same rates. The formula to show that something is proportional is y equals kx. All right. You're also going to see it when it comes to your CIA that y equals mx. And m simply stands for slope. K stands for, when you go into eighth grade, it will be, you're going to see it as M form for slope. We're using K in seventh grade for for your rate, for your constant proportionality. All right. So you guys are going to start seeing it like this. You might see it like this. Sometimes your y and your x might change depending on what you're looking at on your graph. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So remember, to find if something is the same proportional, it's going to be y over x equals k. And that's the same thing as seeing that your rate of proportionality is the same. So if we were to look at this graph, all right, I'm going to show you, or this table. We're going to go ahead and on your own, figure out if this bad boy right here is proportional. All right, so this guy on this side is x, this guy is y. So I have 4, 5, 7, and 9. Don't say it out loud. We got 8, 10, 14, and 18. All right, so figure out if this one right here is proportional. If it is proportional, tell me what k, or the rate, is. Don't tell me, let everybody have an opportunity.
Can I ask you a question?
All right, so you guys take a moment to go ahead, see what it is, work it out. Even if you can visually right now see it, still work it out in a form of that you're just practicing it. I mean, that's really what this is. Yep. All right. All right. So raise your hand if you feel like this is proportional. Raise your hand if you think it's not proportional. Show me in your fingers. All right, so let's figure out if it's proportional. So remember, for us to find out what k is, all right, we know it is going to be 8 over 4. So 8 divided by 4 is what? 10 divided by 5 is? 14 divided by 7 is? 18 divided by 9 is what? So is this proportional? Okay. And what does k equal? So you could write it as y equals 2k. All right. Now let's take a look at this. All right. So we know that k equals. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. This guy needs to be an x. All right. So now, if we were to look at a graph, what are the two features that we know that makes it proportional just by looking simply at a graph? It's a straight line, and what? There's one more thing.
The dots.
Yes, it has to go through 0, 0. So this corner right here is 0, 0. I'll show you in a minute. All right, so we know that, let's say that these are our hours, and this is our miles. All right. So this is how many hours that it takes you to walk whatever miles. And this might make more sense. So if it's 0, 0, that means I have walked 0 hours, 0 miles, and 0 hours. Does that make sense? That means like you're just pretty much standing put at the start line. Here, if you were to walk 4 hours and 8 miles. In 5 miles, I can walk 10 hours. In 7 hours, I can walk 14 miles. In 9 hours, I can walk 18 miles. 18 miles. Does that make sense? So, although it might not be perfect because I eyeballed it, you would know if you did not have this table right here, you could tell that this is proportional just by simply seeing that, number one, it started as 0, 0, and it's a straight line. It does. For 7th grade purposes, it has to start at 0, 0.
I'm not
Hold on. Hold
I
on.
used to put Y like at the beginning we used to put C/R.
Well, but we're building off of it. So let's say, so we said that this is our y-axis, this is our x-axis. So you can also see it now that with our new curriculum, you might see it as m equals 2h. So this is m, right, for our miles, equals 2, which is our constant proportionality, right? It's our k, and this equals hours. So this is the new way now that you might see it. And we'll be practicing more of this when we come back from vacation. All right? So, because you can walk so many miles, right, at a rate of 2 in this amount of hours. So we'll practice that more. We did baby steps with this right now. Y equals 2x. All right, so now you said, hey, how do I know if something's not proportional? Well, let's take a look at not being proportional. So all I'm doing is I'm changing up my table. Because, of course, we're not always nice here. So we're doing a different table, and now we're going to kind of look at why things might not be proportional. So if this is y and this is x, all right, let's do 12, 3, 16, 4, 21, and 5, and 24, and 6. So right now you might look at it and be like, oh, dude, I already know it's not proportional. And we've already stated up front that it's not proportional, but go through and kind of look at it, and then we'll go ahead and look at a graph that's not proportional.
It's not proportional.
Now go ahead and you guys all right, so 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. 16 divided by 4 is? 21 divided by 5 is what? And 24 divided by 6 is what? So this one, it would not be proportional because of what? Because of the 4.2. So if you were to look at a table right here, this guy right here tells you that it is not proportional.
It is what I have a question.
What?
Like on that chart, it says 8, 10, 14, 8.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You went from 2 to.
It doesn't matter because it's still proportional.
I meant plus 1.
You said what?
Like you see, like the.
Yeah, I purposely skipped because it doesn't have to go automatically in sync. Like you could have different ones, and I'm going to show you one in a minute.
It have to be in like number order.
It doesn't. I mean, as long as when you calculate it, it comes out to be proportional, then you're just fine. So let's take a look at when I were to draw this line. So for 7th grade purposes, right, is this proportional?
No.
No, because it doesn't, it might be a straight line, but it doesn't go through the origin. Because I chose for it to start at 12. Because I want you to visually be able to say, look here and say, hey, it's not proportional. Mm-mm. This is talking about miles versus hours. So this one's not proportional. So these two are not proportional because this one has 4.2 and this one's not proportional because it's not starting at through the origin. And this right here is really for 7th grade purposes. When you guys go to 8th grade, they'll be showing you some other stuff. So just know right now for 7th grade purposes, this guy is not proportional. All right. You guys might have come into things that look like this. Where you guys might have
So there's no 0, 0 in that proportion? Yeah.
yeah, it's not proportional because it's not starting here. It might have a straight line, but it's not starting through here. All right, so with this one here, if you have a missing spot here, how are you guys going to figure it out? All right, how do you figure it out? Okay. Okay, so you're saying 6 divided by 2 is
3.
Oh wait, hold on. Did I mess? Yeah, I messed this one up. All right, let's say that this is 3. All right, now let's go for it. So okay, so this all has a constant rate of 2. So how do you figure out what this is? Yep. So 8 divided by 2 would give you 4.
Oh,
I said, you thought it was 6.
I thought it
So
said
find out what your rate is, and then whatever you do, you kind of reverse it. Yep. All right, are we good on this?
I think I'm bad.
No. All right, so one more thing, let's go ahead and review. So let's talk about our scale factor. And this is kind of what our review is going to be like for the 2 days when you guys get back from vacation. And then you guys are going to pop into the test. So scale, you're going to what you're going to do is, first thing is you're going to pull out what you're comparing.
Next. Oh my God. Oh yeah.
So some of it, like we've done before, it might be height over shadow. It might be inches over feet. So remember to, if you don't see the ratio set up, look at if you have to read through it to find out if there's something that you guys are actually comparing. So we'll put it in here, look for ratio. Or look for ratio. That might be the first thing that you're doing is looking for the ratio. If not, look for keywords like height over shadow, tall versus shadow, things of that nature. Huh? Oh, thank you. Thank goodness this is comparing.
Thank you. That's it.
All right. So comparing. All right. So let's say that you have a model. So you have a model. A model with a scale of 2 inches to every 4 feet. If a house, yep, is 80 feet,
So what happens if it starts with 0, 0, but it's not a straight line?
no, we're doing the scale factor real quick. What your thing was. How many inches is it? Yep. Yeah, go ahead and solve it. So this is the final thing that we're going to review before I kick you guys off to your assignment. So yeah, so pull out what you guys are comparing. So what are the 2 things that we're comparing? So we can do inches over feet. If you do feet over inches, then just make sure that everything still aligns. All right, so with the model, what is it looking like? What goes on top? Yep, 2 inches right here, because it's talking about a scale factor for every 4 feet. So where is the 80 going to go? Why is it going on the bottom?
Because it's feet.
And then from here, we're going to cross multiply.
4x divided by 4. Wait a minute. And
4x.
Cross multiply the other line, you get 160. Divide each side by 4.
Yep.
And you get 1.
Divide each side by 4 because it's the opposite of multiplication. We want to get x by itself. So x equals what?
40 inches.
Boom.
Vertical.
And you're done.
Good.